So, welcome everyone. Welcome to this webinar that we at the University of Skövde is arranging. And my name is Karin Jonegård and I work at the international office. And I'm going to let my colleagues introduce themselves. But over to you, Andrea.
Hello, everybody. My name is Andrea. As Karin said, I work with her at the international office as international coordinator. It is a pleasure to be here and to give information about the University of Skövde. So, Danilo, over to you now.
Thank you. My name is Danilo Brozovic, and I am the Program Director for Business Development and Marketing Master's Program. And soon I will be talking a little bit more about everything you always wanted to know about the program and what you want to ask. So now to you, Melisa, one of our students.
Hi, everyone. My name is Melisa Makwili, and I'm a current student for Business Development and Marketing Masters, and I'll be telling you guys about my experience at the University of Skövde as a student. Thank you.
Thank you so much, everyone. And I'm going to let Andrea introduce the agenda for today.
So, this is the agenda for today. We will try to make this webinar as informative for you as possible so that you can make an informed decision when applying to the university. So first, we will talk about Sweden and our city, as well as introduce you to our university. After you will get a chance to talk directly to the NILO and ask questions about the program. Then we will move on telling about the student life here and tuition fees, living costs, scholarship opportunities. And then you're going to meet and going to listen to Melisa. And she's going to tell everything about her experience here in Skövde. Finally, we will go through how you can apply and how to make a good application here, and how you can become also a part of our Skövde University family. And so we're gonna have two Q&As. Okay, you're gonna have a first Q&A with after Danilo presents the program, so you can ask him questions about the program and what you can work after you graduate and research and all that. And then we're going to have a second Q&A with more practical questions like about scholarships or how to apply and accommodation and that part. And finally, I want to inform you that this presentation uses QR codes linking to all the information that you need. So keep your phones ready to take screenshots so that you can go back to this presentation and check the web pages. And also, if you have questions, I would like to ask you to use the Q&A session. You can find the Q&A icon there in the menu below, and leave just the webinar chat so that we can share the links with you. Okay, so thank you. So maybe Karin, do you want to talk about Sweden?
Yes, I would love to talk about Sweden. And now I'm going to do something that is not typical Swedish. I'm going to brag, and I'm going to brag quite a lot. But Swedish people do not brag. And we're going to tell you later on, Andrea is going to explain the word lagom, but I'm not going to be lagom for the moment. Well, you know, Sweden, we might be a little nation, but we have done quite a big impact. Just to mention some great inventions that all have been done, you know, by Swedish people or in a Swedish context. Skype still some people use, but it was quite popular a couple of years ago. Hasselbladskamera was also a bit popular. It was very, you know, when it came, it was absolutely the thing. Spotify is quite popular. I'm listening to it every day. We also have the Bluetooth, Tetra Pak, just to mention some Swedish inventions. But one of the most famous one is, of course, the dynamite. And the guy who invented the dynamite, his name was Alfred Nobel. And when you hear the word Nobel, then you start to think about the Nobel Prize, which is absolutely correct because he became a very wealthy man due to the dynamite invention. And he took all that money and invested into the Nobel Prize. And just to brag a bit more, for example, a couple of years ago, a Swedish guy called Svante Pääbo won the Nobel Prize. And a couple of years back, it was also two other no, scientists who won the Nobel Prize, Emmanuel Charpentier and Jennifer A. Doudna. The thing with Emmanuel Charpentier was that she did quite a lot of research here in Sweden, but it was up in the north. Unfortunately, not in Skövde, we wish, but you know. And the thing is that the reason why we have so many people who have either done the research here in Sweden or are Swedish is that we put a lot of our GDP into our research. And I think that is the reason why we're one of the world's innovation leaders. So now I have been bragging quite a lot. So I'm going to let Andrea explain the word lagom and why in Sweden we are very lagom, except when it comes to inventions.
Yes, so lagom was one of the words that I learned at the first when I moved to Sweden. You know, I'm not Swedish. I moved here 18 years ago from Brazil, and lagom was one of the first words. And this is a concept here that means not too little, not too much, just the right amount. And Skövde, the city of Skövde is exactly that. So right in the heart of Sweden, you can see Skövde in the map. It's between the two biggest lakes, Vänern and Vättern, and it's located almost perfectly halfway between Gothenburg and Stockholm, and even between our neighboring capitals, Oslo in Norway and Copenhagen in Denmark. So yeah. And here, maybe on the next slide, you can see how Skövde captures the feeling of lagom in both nature and city life. In the town itself, everything is close and easy. There are more than shops and cafes that blend naturally quiet streets and green surroundings. And in the picture down, in the right corner, right right corner below, you can see the Billingen Mountain. This is around 300 meters above the sea, and it's a lagom mountain. It's easy to reach. We can walk there. It takes about 35 minutes walking from the city center. And we offer a lot of beautiful nature up there. And it's a favorite spot for hiking, skiing, running, or simply for, you know, slowing down and just having a stroll. And a short drive away, you can find Varnhem. You can see the picture below, above the mountain, the lake. And this is a monastery. It's a Varnhem monastery, and it's the picture. You can see it's a 1,000 years old, you know, church, and it's the story of Sweden, early kings, and this is spiritual roots also. You know, it's a perfect and lagom balance between past and present. And in the next slide, maybe you can talk about our prize that we received this year, Karin.
I can do that because this clearly Andrea talks about everything that is lagom, and I talk about everything that we want to brag about. And one thing that we really do want to brag about is that we became the Student City of the Year. You know, we are the best student city in Sweden for the moment. Even if you don't take our word for it, you know, you can take the word of the Swedish student, the Swedish National Union of Students, because they were the one who awarded us this prize. And this prize was given to us because our nice welcome of new students. Please remember that. The contact students have with the business and the public center here in Skövde, but also the increased availability of student housing in the city. And we could not be more proud to have received this prize. And if we're going to brag a bit more, it is actually the second time we have gotten it, and not that many cities or, you know, have been awarded that twice. So please remember, Skövde is something really special, and we really love our students here. And I'm just going to also give you a short introduction to the University of Skövde. We were established in 1977 by an act of the Swedish Parliament. We're a public institution. The university is a government agency under the Swedish Minister of Education and Research. And what is so lovely with this university is that we are this kind of fusion between old and new. You can see these beautiful pictures of our campus Actually, it's old military buildings that, of course, have been updated and outfitted with new technology and decor. But also, we have these really beautiful outdoor facilities. We can't see them now here because, and yeah, but during summer and during the spring and during the autumn, you can just go out, sit there, plug in your computer, sit and do your group work in the beautiful campus. And we have, of course, the beautiful old buildings, but also have really cool new buildings as well. But the campus is beautiful, and you can see all the four seasons here. So when you come, you will experience all of them. You will come when it's like late summer, and then it will be the autumn with the beautiful colors, and then the winter with the snow, and then the spring, and then the summer. So, and the campus is always beautiful during all the four seasons. But Andrea, do you want to give like a short introduction about the university at a glance?
Yes, of course. This is a very short data about the university. We have 11,558 students and 495 staff, being two-thirds academic staff. We have 60 student nationalities here on campus, and we offer 24 international programs that are fully taught in English, and 4 bachelors and 20 masters. We have more than 130 partner universities in more than 30 countries worldwide. And we have about 450 incoming international students yearly and 90 outgoing exchange students. So we are a small university, but it makes it easy for us to work across disciplines. And this also contributes to new innovative programs and collaborations. And yes, Karin, and now do you want to talk about our campus?
Yes, I love to talk about our campus because I think it's so beautiful. It is me who's very into flowers. Every time I look outside my window, there's always a new flower combination, depending which type of time of the year it is. But as you can see here, it is the university is indicated in the blue line, and you can see it's really like embedded in a beautiful park. So you understand what I mean when we say really beautiful outdoor facilities as well as indoor facilities. The green line indicates where the Skövde Science Park is located, and then we have this pink line where you can see where we have our shared facilities. So this facility you can see here is called Portalen. I'm going to talk a bit more about it later on, but the left part of Portalen belongs to two of the university schools, and the left part belongs to this, the right part belongs to the university, to the science park. And the great thing is that people, our colleagues who are researchers, can meet people from different business corporations, business companies in the lunchroom, and then they will sit and talk and develop new research collaborations or other types of collaborations. And we are also a very specialized university. So we have 5 schools. We have the School of Bioscience, we have the School of Engineering Science, we have the School of Health Sciences, the School of Informatics, and the School of Business. And we're going to get in a bit more into the School of Business. And just to give you some short figures about the School of Business, the head of school is Peter Wallström. There are about 3,484 students. There are 43 people, staff working there, and 3 of them are professors. And the special focus are international business, economics, marketing, management. So we have subjects in business administration, organization, leadership, and entrepreneurship. And now I'm going to let Danilo talk. And I'm going to do stop the sharing. So it's over to you, Danilo. Do you want to
So,
brag or do you want to be lagom?
oh, I will be both, maybe. Mostly brag. I'm not Swedish, so I can brag, right? Let's
That's
see. I have
perfect.
to share my screen as well. Can you see it? Is everything okay?
It
Great.
looks perfect.
Looks perfect. I will maybe like I'm having several screens here, so I will look a little bit here, a little bit there. But like warm welcome to everyone here, and it's so cool that you're participating in this webinar today. My name is Danilo, and I will talk a little bit more about the program itself. So I will present business development and marketing. the master's program you are interested in. And it's 1 year master's. And here we have the shortening, we call it AFMA. Melisa is already used to being an AFMA student, as we say. Uh, just a little bit about me, and then you see my email address here. So like if there is anything that you remember that you would like to ask me, so please just email me. I am here at Skövde since almost 9 years ago. I'm today associate professor in business administration, and my specialization is marketing, and it's service marketing, but also strategic marketing, strategic flexibility, and lately also future research. So students are reading a lot of my articles, a lot of my research in different areas, including those. And I'm also, besides being program director for this program, I'm keeping myself active in research by, among other things, leading the so-called Sphere research group, where we focus on strategy, flexibility, entrepreneurship, and resilience, but also, of course, marketing. So if there is anything that you want to ask me after the webinar, just feel free to email me, and here is my email address here. What is Business Development Marketing Master's program about? We would like to say, or we like to say, that we provide you with very broad foundations within these two fields, business development and marketing, and also you read a lot of, and you get familiar with a lot of latest cutting edge research. You have during your studies possibility to choose between two tracks. I will talk a little bit more about the tracks also soon. And you also get the opportunities, and I underline here the opportunities, because we just provide you the opportunity, but it's up to you to use these opportunities to interact with the companies in the region, with Science Park Skövde. A little bit simplified, we could call it business incubator also, but they're also doing a lot of other stuff, and also to apply this knowledge in practical settings. Maybe to answer some questions in advance, I would like to say that like both business development and marketing are well balanced throughout the curriculum. Sometimes the focus is more on the business development part. Sometimes the focus is a little bit more on the marketing part, but we do not necessarily treat them as separate fields. So we just had a guest, local serial entrepreneur, Melisa, you remember Roderick, and he said, I really like that, and I didn't pay him to say this, so he was very spontaneous when he said it. So he said, good marketing leads to business development, so you cannot have one without the other. And when we are talking marketing, when lay people say marketing, the first thing that comes to your mind is basically what we call market communication or marketing communication. But for us, this is just one part of marketing. So we take broad approach to marketing. We start somewhere like with 4 P's of marketing: product, place, promotion, and place, I said. Melisa, help me out. What's the 4 P's? You know. Price.
People.
Price. People is the 5th P, but it's a good one. You remember
Price.
from the guest
The
lecture,
first
yes.
prize.
It's the issues of pricing. So like we started there, and then we throughout develop to understanding marketing as some kind of like, you could call it like ecosystem as well. Because we are living, Karin showed you there, like, you know, we are living inside the universities, inside of an ecosystem, basically. I get a lot of emails, and I guess also Karin and Andrea are getting a lot of emails about your educational backgrounds, and any educational background is suitable. So even if I would say most of the students have background something business related or marketing related or business administration related, there is also, you know, like you can apply with any kind of educational background, and we accept applications across. So like I think this year we have students, as I said, like we have students from advertising, business administration, but we also have students who studied English literature. They have bachelor in English literature. They have bachelor in criminal justice, aviation management. We had engineers. So we had lawyers as well. So really like, and this is something that we very strongly believe in this program, that there is a lot of diversity of different kinds. So we have students from 4 or 5 different continents, from different educational backgrounds, different ages. So there is really, when I come into the classroom, I just really like how there are like so many different perspectives. And this is also something that we really believe that adds value to your studies. And I brag now like a lot, because this program, this is only second year that we have this program, and it's highly competitive already. So for 30 international seats, for 30 international students last year, we had more than 900 applications. And probably I would say that this year we will have over 1,000. That's my estimation, just judging from the overall interest, how it's rising. So if you want to get in really good grades, strong motivation, and as I said, any educational background is suitable. So you don't have to worry. As long as you have a bachelor, you're eligible to apply. Just very, very briefly about the courses in the program. It's only 1 year and it's very fast paced. I think Melisa will tell you a lot about it. So you really have to start to study and get engaged from day one. There is a lot of independent individual work, and you always study 2 courses in parallel. That's how we organize it here. So when you come, you start with business development, where you basically learn about different business models and business modeling. And then you have a course called marketing fundamentals, where you get acquainted with, let's say, basics in marketing, but on advanced level, because you need some basics in marketing, you need some basics in business development, because you have different educational backgrounds, but still this is masters, so it's on a more advanced level than just having Kotler, the marketing 4P marketing mix book, etc. Then you already have to choose your track during first 2 or 3 weeks on your studies. So it's very fast, as I said. And if you choose the gaming track, you study this course called Games User Experience, or from next year, actually, it will be called Player Experience, because they changed the term. So I have to update my slides. So it's called Player Experience. But this is basically crash course in game development and game industry. So you don't have to know anything about gaming and game development to take the gaming course. The gaming track, because this course here, it helps you to learn about gaming and gaming industry. If you choose business track, the regular track, then you study digitalization and sustainable development, which is more or less about algorithmic management. So this course is about algorithmic management, digitalization, sustainable development. And then both tracks study strategic marketing with me now in November and December. And strategic marketing is a bit more hands-on course, where you apply what you learned at business development and marketing fundamentals. And I think Melisa will tell you, students are playing market simulation games in teams as companies competing against each other in a simulated market. And we are right in the middle of the course. And at least for me, it's so much fun, because they are trying to outcompete each other. And I think this is also something unique, because it's as I said, it's very hands-on. It's a lot of experiential learning here. And just, I think it was like day before yesterday that one student told me like, wow, we are playing a game. In my home country, they would never let us do that. But like, we let you do that. So we like when you play, when you apply what you learn. Cool. And already now, students started to think about the master's degree because they start to write in January. So already in January, already at the start of your second term, you start with your master degree project and you write it half time during the whole spring term. So from January until May, late May, early June, you will be involved with your master degree project and you write in pairs. So in Sweden, degrees, master degrees, bachelor degrees are usually written in pairs and especially within business administration. So be prepared for that. To help you to jumpstart the work with master degree project, you learn a lot about scientific methods. So that's like in January, February, late March. And then again, depending on the track, April, May. If you're on the gaming track, you learn about current research in game development, in gaming. And you study this course together with master courses from our game development educations. So you will meet a lot of gaming students there. If you go regular track, then it's digital marketing and brand management, and this is very self-explanatory, but you still, well, you will see there is a lot of, again, a lot of like project-based, hands-on teaching also in this course. I get a lot of questions, why gaming track? Because we are bragging here again. Our little town is the second largest game development company hub in Sweden after Stockholm. Our university offers the leading game development education in Sweden and one of the leading game educations worldwide. And now I'm talking from my position as a business teacher. That's because Skövde offers unique blend of programming, music, narration in gaming, among other things. So, you know, like if you're a programmer, you just go to a different classroom and there you have like people who can like, I don't know, create stories for your game or who can like, you know, create music for your game. So everything is very close at one place. And then you get a lot of fantastic gaming companies as well. We have big companies, we have a lot of indie companies as well. So like all different sizes. Again, you do not have to have any knowledge of gaming industry, game development, anything to choose gaming track. So anyone can choose this track. The difference between the tracks, I said, that's these two courses. And the courses at the gaming track, they provide you with more knowledge. If you choose to go regular business track, you get relevant business development aspects. So then you learn about algorithmic management, then you learn about digital marketing, you learn about brand management, and also gaming track is limited to maximum 10 students. So there can be some kind of additional, if there is more than 10 students applying for gaming track, we can have additional round of admission there. Cool, let's see. Collaboration. So I get also a lot of questions about collaboration. We collaborate with several actors here in different ways. Drivhuset Skaraborg, which is local, that's just my description, but like local pre-incubator supporting student entrepreneurs. So if you as students have some kind of idea about company that you would like to develop here in Sweden, that's where you go to Drivhuset. And they hold a lot of workshops and guest lectures in our courses. I think, Melisa, you had them on at least 2 courses so far, I would say. So two out of 4 courses, they already had Drivhuset. And we had some students from previous years who pitched their ideas and are now in process of starting companies in Sweden. And Skaraborg, that's the region where Skövde is located, just to make it clear. We also collaborate with Science Park Skövde, the local incubator. Well, incubator is just like one part of their activities, but like we are specifically focused on the incubator, and it's also a lot of different collaboration aspects. Sometimes they come to visit us, sometimes they hold guest lectures. Our students are going there to their activities. And our students have companies there as well. So there are like students who already have companies inside the incubator, and they're getting like more knowledge from the program. So there is, and as Karin said, the science park is located just like, just on the other side. You will see there is like a railroad here. So just on the other side of the tracks, it's like you go under like this train bridge, and then you are there. Very often we invite practitioners, entrepreneurs, business developers, etc. as guest speakers. And also at Skövde municipality, they offer career program for international professionals. And a lot of our students are participating there as well. And I heard from the municipality, they are so happy with you, and they want even more of our students coming there. So, and again, these are just opportunities. And you have to use the opportunities. We are just here to provide the platform, but you guys, when you come, it's up to you. So what you do, how you do it, that's you have to do it. Again, this is also something very important. We have practical elements. There is a lot of this like collaboration and opportunities, but again, this is Master of Science program. This is not an MBA. This is not a vocational training. I will not teach you how to optimize your, like, I don't know, internet page for like best search or SEO or whatever. You will not learn this here. Here, the emphasis is on the academic component, on academic writing. For example, marketing fundamentals course, already in the beginning, it trains you in thinking academically, writing academically, because this is what your thesis is assessed. We assess your thesis primarily on your academic quality. This can be a shock for some students because you expect maybe something more practical. As I say, we do include, if you benchmark, if we compare to other programs in Sweden, I think we have balance. We offer more of these practical elements. I heard again from students that like, wow, so far we had so many workshops and guest lectures, practitioners, we never do that. So I'm just saying what they are telling to me. If they are lying, I'm lying. But again, this is Master of Science, not MBA, not vocational training. I think I really have to emphasize this because there is a lot of misconceptions. It means academic quality, academic. That's what we are assessing here. Something about future career paths, because I expect you will ask me about this. I can judge only from the first year group, from last year group. I still have to see where Melisa lands, what kind of job you will get after the studies, and your friends. But judging from last year, so I would say that, and I have almost everyone on LinkedIn, and we have also group on LinkedIn for alumni. I will not admit anyone yet from your group, Melisa. First, you have to finish. You owe me that. But like our former students, most of them have started their own businesses here in Sweden, but also back in their home countries. So, for example, I have seen on LinkedIn that our Vietnamese students, they started like education tech, ed tech company back home. I have also seen that some students found work as business developers, both in Sweden, but also abroad. At least what I have seen in Asia, in USA, Africa, also between the regions, because at your program, as I said, you will meet friends from 4 or 5 different continents. So now there is like something brewing up there, what I have seen from last year to like bridge USA and Africa, some kind of collaboration there. So like, you are creating your own opportunities here. So like use them. And also like, yeah, I think a couple of students became key account managers as well here in Sweden. I think one in Gothenburg and one in Stockholm. So small town, small university, but still you can get, I think you can get quite good jobs. And I have seen that a couple of students from last year are also applying for PhD student, doctoral candidate positions, both in Europe and abroad. So that's also another possible career path if you're more interested in academic career. And I know that we have a couple of students now who already asked me what are the possibilities of like, applying for PhD in Skövde, Gothenburg, Stockholm, Sweden in general. So that's a possibility as well. Cool. My last slide, because this can also be shock for a lot of you, positive and negative shock. So our style of teaching is very flat because Swedish culture or like way of doing business here is very flat. Uh, I said I'm not from Sweden. I come from Croatia. I came to Sweden to study masters and then I got stuck here for like a very long time. But you see here, should the boss have all the answers? I took this photo at one conference. So you see, like, there was some kind of research there. India, 98% yes. And then when you go down, you land in Sweden, 7%. Your boss doesn't have all the answers. Your teacher doesn't have all the answers. So our style of teaching is very flat. You can treat your teachers more as coaches. We like to hear different perspectives. There is a lot of peer review and peer interaction at our courses. So I'm here just to facilitate your teaching. So, and also what was for me personally, when I started to study in Sweden, it was the biggest shock for me personally is that like you are responsible for your own teaching. It's very independent. No one tells you like, how to organize your time, what to do, what not to do. So I just give you, like I say, like here you have 10 articles, read them, and you have to read them because you cannot come unprepared. But like I expect this from you. I'm kind of checking it, but like still this is also the basis so that we can have fruitful discussions. And also what I like in the classroom is that, again, I repeat this, many different perspectives from, and there is many different educational backgrounds, different countries, different age groups in the classroom. So I think this year we have 50 plus and we have 25-year-olds and like and everything in between. So when you mix this, there is so much diversity and you get so much exchange and so much interaction. But again, 7%, we don't have all the answers because we are also developing together with you. Cool. So that was my presentation. And how am I with time? Is it like Q&A now or like how do we take it?
It's Q&A now, so we will
Yeah,
start with the questions. Thank you so much, Danilo.
no
I have a
worries.
few questions.
Yeah.
A couple of questions that we very often get is like, is there a possibility for an internship or, exchange studies or
Oh,
things like
yes,
that?
yes, yes. Thank you. Because I realized while I was talking that I forgot about that slide. So we do not offer internships as part of the program because it's only 1 year. It's very intensive. Uh, there is just like not enough space for you. We would like to teach you as much as possible, like from this one year courses perspective, but we do encourage you for internships, and you can also, and I know that some students are already like applying for internships in Sweden after their studies, but you can also apply for internships, traineeships after your studies. So there is like Erasmus, like in the European Union, we have big Erasmus student exchange program between European Union countries. So like after your studies, you can take traineeship for a few months. You can also go for exchange studies for one additional term. to one of our partner universities where you find. So we have our great coordinator Frida who can help you with like finding place for that. There is also possibility, and Melisa knows because we have short-term exchanges that are not part of the program, but this is something extra. So there is like courses like three credits, 4 credits, 5 credits courses. So I will have now one student going to Romania in is it like in January, I think? I think it's in January, this winter school in Romania for like a 3 credits course. Then just today in the morning, I published that like the business development marketing group, they got the opportunity to go to take one 4 credit course in Norway in March. It's about the digital value chain and how it leads to regional resilience. So it's about digitalization and resilience, basically. And then we will also have, I think, 3 or 4 credits course in May in as part of our summer school. I still don't know where it's going to be. I don't know if you, Karin or Andrea, know, but like we are part of this like big European university network. So it's going to be in one of the other 9 countries. So it can be anything from Spain to Germany or maybe France, or, you know, like most or like half the EU countries are inside. So that those are the possibilities. So there are always these possibilities. But again, this comes as something extra. So you have your 60 credits, you have to focus on your 60 credits. And even if you go to Romania or France or wherever, you still have to finish your 60 credits. So, but you know, you can always, you always discuss with the teachers. We are flexible.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I think we have one question. Do we need to submit a letter of motivation?
Uh, I can't say so much about admission process because I think you will talk about admission is very centralized. Admission is centralized in Sweden for you know, like for all the universities. So we don't handle, I don't see any admissions, I have to say. I see, or like, sorry, I don't see any applications. I see the applications only after you applied. And I would say for this program, because it's very competitive, what plays a role is basically your grades. So you have to have good grades to come in.
And we will get back to how to apply a bit later on. And then also tomorrow, Andrea's going to have a special webinar where she will help you how to do a successful application. So I'm just going to give you a bit of a good advice, good tips. So tomorrow at the same time, so you can register for that. And there, perhaps we can put the link for tomorrow's.
If I can add, so it's not necessary to submit a letter of motivation. It's not a mandatory document. So we're going to talk about this later today. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you. And Danilo, I just have a curious question. I've heard the word about that you have been quoted in The Guardian. Is that true? Your research?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Would you
Yeah,
tell?
I
Would you
was
tell?
yeah, I told you that like when I presented myself, I'm well, it's connected to my research interest, but like one of my articles concerning future research and the possibility of societal collapse was featured. I was interviewed for The Guardian, the British newspapers, and then that also led to a lot of different fun opportunities. So in February this year, I also presented my research at Harvard University. And next year in April, I'm going to hold a keynote at something called World Adaptation Forum, where there will be like a lot of other experts in well, you know, environmental science and other disciplines. So I will talk something about that part of my research that Melisa also read. I think 2 weeks ago you read one article about future research and science fiction and analyzing your business environment and environment in general. So So these are my current research preoccupations. But that's also like, again, that's very closely related to the marketing part, because any company, any organization, public, private, whatever, you have to understand your environment. You have to understand your business environment. You have to understand your general environment. So not only like ecological environment, but also like the society you live in. But you also have to understand your future trends. And we are talking about it a lot at the strategic marketing course at the moment. You have to be able, like, kind of like, to at least like have some idea about how the future can, will envelop, develop, unravel, because you have to navigate your company through these changes and position yourself and adapt. So that's very important. So that's where my research interest is coming from. So now I'm bragging a little bit more
Yes.
because of you, Karin. Yeah.
Yeah, it's because of me. I think we should do that when we have like a lecturer or a course coordinator has been quoted in The Guardian and is clearly also having lectures at Harvard. So, So you could
Yeah.
come to Skövde and have everything. You will both have The Guardian and Harvard through Danilo. So,
Yeah,
so
hopefully.
yes. But is there any more questions? I can't see. If you have any more questions, please write them in the chat. Otherwise, Danilo was showing his email, but perhaps you can write it in the chat. So,
Yeah, sure. I can do it directly. So
because I usually say that the best questions is the one that will come afterwards, because when you
totally.
listen to something, then you're processing, or at least me. And then afterwards, I was like, oh, yes, that one. And then you can just send Danilo an email and he will answer
Yeah.
it.
And then I
Oh,
think I will be leaving you like in 10 minutes or so.
yes. Oh, we got one. Yes, we got another question here.
Now Karin froze.
Karin disappeared. The question is this one: how easy is it to find a job after completing a master's degree?
Uh, well, in Sweden or in general?
Yeah, well, the question seems to be in general,
In
right? But
general.
maybe you should focus into your program, right? Because
Yeah, exactly. Well, again, I can judge only because you who are here participating at the webinar, you will be like the third year, the third generation, and the second generation is still studying. I can only base on the first generation, and what I see, most of our former students have found jobs or created jobs for themselves. I said a lot of students are running or have started their own companies as well, which is logical. This is about business development and marketing, and we are talking about entrepreneurship a lot,
mm,
startup companies. But again, business development, entrepreneurship, we treat it just as one part of business development. So you can also come to an existing company and develop that business if it's not running well.
mm,
But most of our students get jobs, and they get good jobs, or they're running their own companies.
yeah, in Sweden or in
Or
Europe.
abroad. Yeah. Or abroad. Definitely.
Mm,
Definitely, yes.
yeah.
They return to their home countries and they get jobs there, or they start companies there.
Hmm. Great. There is another question here. At
Mhm.
what point during the master's program do we choose between the business track or the gaming track?
In the first 2 or 3 weeks. So when you start already then you have to choose. That's because of the administrative reasons mostly. But as I say, like uh, and we are very flexible here. So even if you choose the gaming track, maybe you realize this is not for you, but then you don't have to write your thesis in gaming. You can pair up with someone from your regular track. And
Hmm.
even if you go the regular track, you can write your thesis about gaming. So we have like a lot of different combination when it comes to thesis. And but we need you. You have to choose like in the first 2 or 3 weeks.
Mm. Which percentage of students go into the gaming track, or there's the classical marketing track? Or
And this year we have almost 50 students, and 9 students are taking the gaming track. But I said the gaming track is limited to 10 students maximum.
Mhm.
So, and last year it was similar. So like approximately 1/5 of the students choose gaming track.
Yeah, thank you. Wow. Nice. There's another question here. Michael again is asking, I'm curious, is it common in Sweden for students to begin their studies around the age of 43? I'd like to understand how typical or unusual that might be in your experience.
We have had last year students around that age. We have this year, we have a couple of students who are like 45, even 50 plus. So it's not uncommon. And we welcome it because we also think, this adds to the diversity in the classroom. I think most of the students are around 30, 35. That's my estimation. I don't go around asking about age, but like, just like judging. But like I think we have everything from like 25 to 55 in the classroom at this moment.
Yeah, I don't understand why, but we at the international office get lots of emails with students asking, "What about gap? Can I have a gap?" And there's no problem. Here in Sweden, it's very, it's normal that you continue studying when you
Oh
are,
yeah, totally.
45 or yeah,
Yes,
many years. So sometimes you want to change career and you want to change, the area that you work with. So it's normal here in Sweden.
very normal. Yes.
Yeah. So,
Yes, I'm coming.
sorry.
I'm back, by the way. I just, yes, we have
Okay.
some problems with the internet here at the university. Both me and Andrea, we're sitting here actually at the university, but sometimes the internet is living its own life.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's nice. I'm working remotely, I have to tell you.
Oh, you're working remote. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
here at the
I
university,
went
so
to the university in the morning. Now I'm not at the university, but
Yeah.
yeah,
But you can see at our backgrounds because Karin has like what is this, like the autumn background, and
yes,
Melissa has the
perfect.
winter background, and then Andrea is sitting in or like in front of the science park shared building with the university.
yeah, with the, like
And
a
you're in the space,
I'm in
Danilo.
the
You're
space, of course.
and I also have flowers on the background. I
Oh
love
yeah,
spring. The spring here
the
is
spring.
amazing. I just love my favorite. I don't know. I love also the autumn. The fall is fantastic. But yeah, coming back to the gaming track,
Hmm.
there is a question here. Did the students who went in the gaming track find jobs easily?
The students who went last year to gaming track have are running their own gaming companies mostly. Yeah. But we also had students who took so it's a mix, and I can tell you I have a lot of students also because at this program, so like one part of the program is for the admission is for international students, one part is the admission for Swedish students. From Swedish students we get a lot of students with gaming background, and some of them take the gaming track but not all of them. A lot of them are also taking the regular track, and there is also students without any like background in gaming besides like being interested in the industry or like being gamers themselves, that take the gaming track. Then they learn more about player experience, gaming industry, researching gaming. So like one idea is also like, to maybe you meet someone who wants to start a gaming company, and then you can, like together run a gaming company. That can happen as well. I think it happened in one case.
Yeah. And there are questions here. Which
Yeah.
is easier for international students to get here, a master's degree position or a PhD position?
Well, to get here to University of Skövde, I guess, or in Sweden. Well,
Uh, you have to explain that a PhD position
yeah.
is a job position, right?
Yeah, that's right. Thank you for reminding me. Yes, so PhD positions in Sweden are always job positions. And since most universities in Sweden are public organizations, all these jobs, PhD positions, are announced publicly. So anyone can apply. And it's extremely competitive because when you get a PhD position, basically you get employed by the university. And I think that maybe, but this is just my personal judgment, at the moment, there are not as many PhD positions or like PhD student positions available as it was maybe like a few years ago. I think the situation will be better in few years, but like at the moment, the situation is that like PhD positions are scarce, and since like they are highly competitive, so there is even more applications coming in there. But like in any case, if you're interested in PhD position at University of Skövde, they are always advertised in the job section of our homepage. So that's where you're checking for PhD positions because they are jobs. They're regular jobs. You get employed, the employer is paying your like, I don't know, like retirement fee, health insurance and everything else.
Thank you. I can see that there's a lot of questions about
Hmm.
accommodation or a
Yep.
work permit. We will answer them later on. So please
Yes.
stay tuned. We will get back to that. We have two questions for
Hmm.
you, Danilo.
Yep.
And quite exciting to hear about the university and the program. Just out of curiosity, does the marketing segment cover a Web3 aspect? Because there seems to be a growing demand for that area. Thank you.
Can you repeat the question? Does the marketing segment cover
A Web3 aspect.
Web
Web3.
3.0 aspect?
Mm.
Again, not yes and no. So again, this is not we talk about it. You talk about it at some courses. You talk about it in the digitalization and sustainable development course. You discuss it there. But again, we do not teach you how to optimize home pages. We do not this is not that kind of education. This is not vocational training. So this is academic education. We talk about it, you discuss about it, you read about it, but we do not teach you how to do like, I don't know, like web development or like internet development or whatever is connected to that. And again, marketing and business development are intertwined in at least like now at strategic marketing course for sure.
What is the best way for an applicant to show strong motivation in their application? As we mentioned before, you don't write a motivation
No,
letter.
you don't have
Um,
to write motivation letters. So again,
mm,
highly competitive. And I don't have anything to do with the admissions. I just get it served after it's done because everything is done centrally. Andrea and Karin will talk about the process later. Uh, I just see like whoever comes in has like really, really good high grades.
mm.
Mhm.
Thank you.
If I could add something, we're going to talk about this later, but it's to meet the deadlines set by university admissions. We're going to talk about this, but
Yeah.
mm.
And this will be the final question before we continue. And this is perhaps something for all of us, but is Skövde a good place to live after graduation, even long term? What are the pros and cons? What do we say? Well, I can
Well,
start. We have the
start.
railway. Yeah, so it's really great because you can just jump on the train and it's really close to the university. And then you will be, if you go with the fast train, you will be in Stockholm within 2 hours, in Gothenburg 1 hour. It's really closely to everything. We have everything we need. You have all the, the big brand stores within clothes or wh whatever. So it's like and everything within just a walking distance. So I say it's pretty easy to live here and it's close to the nature. So you will have basically a lot of all the great qualities as living in Stockholm and Gothenburg. We also have like this really great culture center that so you can see really amazing musicals and concerts and things like that. And they will have like a film festival. So you get pretty much everything here. Well, what do you say? All of you have been living in other cities.
Can I say? So, can I continue? Well, I am
Yeah.
from Brazil. I moved to Sweden in 2008 and I came to study, take a master here at the university. We had another master's program in marketing back then. And I took that program and, I've been living in Sweden, in Skövde since. I really love the city. I come from a very big city. I come from Rio de Janeiro. It's a very big city, and 10 million people in the city, or even more in it's the whole Sweden. And I really like it here. It's very safe and clean and lots of it's close to nature. And despite that, it's like a big city in miniature because I have everything that I need here. So I really like it. And it's close also to Gothenburg and Stockholm, that are the two biggest cities in Sweden. So I really love it here. Mm. What about you, Danilo?
Yeah, I mean, I can only agree. As I said, like I moved from Croatia to Sweden to study my master's, and I did that. I did my master's and my PhD in Stockholm. So I was living, and I was also working a lot in Stockholm. So I think I lived there like for more or less like 15 years in Stockholm. And then at one point, like, I just got tired of this like big city and decided to move somewhere to like, to a calmer town area. And then I was lucky to get job here in Skövde. And I can just like, I don't know, I will just be repeating what you guys said, but like I like also, and this is maybe something I want to emphasize because um, if you miss big cities, so you can travel to Stockholm is just 2 hours by train. We have a lot of students coming in, especially on our program from Gothenburg. I think we have like I don't know, I would say more or less like 10 students like commuting from Gothenburg. So it's just 1 hour by train from there and like I'm in Stockholm with my old friends like every once in a while because it's so practical to travel there and then you get a bit of this like big city atmosphere and then you come back and then like here everything is like so nice and silent and I live really in the countryside. I have like roe deer and foxes in my backyard coming and like hares and rabbits and everything and this is really like so cool and a lot of sunshine in the summer.
Me too. Just fun fact, I was sitting and eating my breakfast, and then I can look into the fields. And then I was like, I think I will go out for a walk. And then I saw like elks, and I was like, I'm not going to do that because, they're beautiful animals, but they're huge, and I
Yeah.
wouldn't like to meet them, bump into them. But it is like that. That's so cool. You will have 10 minutes into the city, and then you can sit and enjoy your breakfast looking at elks.
Oh yeah, yeah, and like I mean here at the university, at the parking lot, there are like hares running all the
Yeah.
time, running around. So it's like you cannot get closer to nature than that. So
Mm. And I think, Melissa, what do you think are the pros and cons with living here in Skövde?
I've only been here for a couple of months, so I think I'm kind of still getting to know it. But then I've visited Malmo and Gothenburg a couple of times, and I have family that stays there. I think Hovde is very affordable compared to the bigger cities. So when you stay here, you actually get to save more. And the fact that, it's in the middle of Gothenburg and Stockholm. you can just easily commute to wherever you want to go at any time.
Thank you so much. And I think we will say thank you for Danilo for being here with us. And you can
Thank
stay
you.
around, or if you need to leave, then you need to leave. But we will continue talking a bit more about
Great,
the University of
thank you.
Skövde.
Yes, I think I will leave you now, and good luck to all of you who are applying, and hope to see you in August, September in my next group. And if you have any questions whatsoever, just like you have my email, email me. So feel free to do it. Thank you so much. Good luck
Thank
and
you.
goodbye.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Bye bye. Let's see. Then I'll continue sharing, and let's hope that everything works pretty well here. You can see, yes, you can see the right copy here. Yes, so then we met the program coordinator Danilo, and now we had a bit of a Q&A. And Andrea, do you just want to give us a short information about the international programs?
Yes, Karin, thank you. If you change the slides, we're gonna talk a little bit about the field of studies that we offer here, our international program. So we offer 24 international programs, and they are full in English. They are in the fields such as behavioral sciences and bioscience, business and marketing that you're seeing today, engineering and technology, game development, health sciences, and informatics. So we have four full-time programs that take 3 years, 3-year duration. So it's 180 credits. And we have 20 master's programs that take 1 or 2 years duration. So if we change slides, Karin, maybe I can list the bachelor's programs. Yeah, so we have 4 bachelor's programs. We have biomedicine, cybersecurity and network administration, molecular biodesign, and molecular bioinformatics. They take 3 years, and they are 180 credits. Mhm. And if you change slides, we list the 1-year master's programs, what we call 1 year. It's 60 credits. So we have artificial intelligence for bioinformatics and biomedicine. These 2 programs, they start in the spring semester. So they all only start in January. The other programs, they start in the autumn. So we have the program for today, this business development and marketing. And we have cognitive neuroscience, mind and brain, data science, games, aesthetics and narration, infection biology, molecular biotechnology, and molecular ecology. So they are 60 credits. And now Karin is showing the 2-year master's program. So they are 120 credits, and they are biomarkers and molecular medicine, computational methods in engineering, data science, game development player experience, game development serious games, infection biology, intelligent automation, molecular biotechnology, molecular ecology, privacy information and cybersecurity, and systems biology with specialization in bioinformatics. These programs, they start in the autumn. And now Karin is showing the program web pages. So if you scan this QR code, you can get to a page called Education, where we list all the fields of studies. And then you can click there and see the programs offered in each field of studies. And on each program web page, you're going to find lots of information. You're going to find the program coordinators' contact details, the study counselor contact details, and you're going to find also, you can download a PDF file with the syllabus for the program, so the program syllabus, and all the prerequisites. You're gonna find program videos, short videos talking about the program, and and lots of detailed information about the program. So please check that. And maybe the next, let's see, yeah. So Daniel was just talking about the business program, so maybe we can skip that slide and we can go to the integration with business community. So we have lots of partners within the industry. As Karin was mentioning in the beginning of this webinar, one of the reasons why we were chosen the Student City of the Year is one of the reasons was because we have lots of collaboration within the business community. And so we have many partners across several industries. For instance, we collaborate with world-leading companies to drive innovations, sustainability, and digital transformation across sectors like the automotive there. You can see that we work with Volvo, Scania, and also technology and electronics together with ABB, Huawei, Microsoft, and we have also manufacturing and engineering, like with collaboration with Sandvik and IKEA. Healthcare and life science, we work with AstraZeneca, and even food and agriculture, because we have also another partner that is the Swedish food brand Arla. So our partnerships reflect trust, quality, and shared vision for the future. Yes, and then Karin, we're going to talk about the Science Park Skövde.
Yes, I would love to talk about the Science Park Skövde. I mentioned a bit earlier when I was showing you the map of the university. So the university collaborates with the Science Park. We are kind of an integrated part of it, as you saw in the map. It is located as a next to campus, but it is a center of research and it was established in 1991. The aim was partly to create an interaction between the surrounding business community and the academia, the university. And another aim has been, I think Danilo mentioned it a bit before as well, it is to help students who have graduated from the university, mainly within the IT field, to start up their own companies, which is done in a business incubator. The Science Park Skövde employs about 10 business developers to support the students throughout the process. And when we were talking earlier, Danilo was talking about that some of his students who graduated has started up their own companies, and some of them are within this field. The science park is also, it keeps on growing. It's like they're talking about like a Skövde Science City, or there will be many, many blocks basically, where there will be facilities for new companies and medium-sized companies, small companies, but also places to live. So it's super cool. But we also have something called Sweden Game Arena. And do you want to talk a bit about that?
Sure. So we were talking a lot about games, So Sweden Game Arena is like a technology and it's inside the Science Park Skövde, so it's like located here, and it's one of the most innovative development environments within the international computer games industry today. It consists of over 200 game developers and over 500 game students that has been an important part of the Swedish gaming industry for years. So every year, Sweden Game Arena also organizes this Sweden's leading conference within games here in Skövde. And Karin, do you want to talk about ASSAR, Industrial Innovation Arena?
Absolutely. ASSAR Industrial Innovation Arena is also another of this really great example of the collaboration between the academia, the university, and the industry. And ASSA offers manufacturing and technology companies a world-class innovation environment to provide new solutions for the future. It's like a meeting place, a showroom, where different stakeholders within the manufacturing industry or technology companies can find relevant contacts. It's super awesome. If you go there, they have so many fun things, VR glasses, and I have been there a couple of times, and it's really super cool. We also have research environments, for example, digital health research, organizing for sustainable development, virtual engineering, and a lot more. Please use the QR code because it is really interesting to check out what type of research environment we have and research projects. Daniel was talking a bit about it earlier on about his projects. Please check it out, and then you will find more information about all the research projects, environments that are connected to the School of Business. We also, the thing is, like, when you come here, is learning Swedish is like one of the best way to feel at home and also, of course, to boost your career. That we will offer you Swedish courses to, just to make it easier for you to settle down, make local friends, and get more job opportunities after you graduate. Many companies in Skövde, also across Sweden, appreciate if their employees can speak a bit of Swedish. So these classes are such a great investment into your future. The course, Swedish Society and Swedish Culture, are 3 credits, and it will start during the introduction program. It will teach you, a bit about basic about Swedish culture, society, and also Swedish phrases. Then you will know why Swedish people do certain things, like they always take off their shoes when they enter a house and stuff like that. You will understand and know why. It's free of charges if taken in the first semester. Then we also have Swedish for foreign students, oral proficiency and listening comprehension. That is 7.5 credits. It will give you some basic, pronunciation, communication, and stuff like that. And it's free of tuition fee if you take it during the second semester of studies. And but we also have the student life. And Andrea, do you just want to mention some a bit about the teaching and learning style? Of course, Melissa is going to mention it later on as well. But Andrea, if you just want to give a short
Sure,
introduction.
sure. Well, so many international students here find the learning environment and teaching style to be very different in Sweden than in other countries, in their countries. So we are focused into the students' independent thinking, and a large part of the learning process takes place outside the classroom as students read and discuss the course material with each other. They work in groups, So keep in mind that your studies are full time, and you really need to take the courses, 2 courses at a time usually, and with an examination or essay at the end of each individual course. I don't know exactly the courses within the business program, but it's generally like that in most programs. So here you will find a very flat organization, and Emil was talking about this. He talked about he showed that slide there. Should your boss or your teacher have all the answers? So in Sweden, most people say no, and the teachers and the boss are not expected to have all the answers. So we have a very flat organization where students experience informal study environments. Teachers and students are usually they call each other on their first name basis here, and this approach encourages dialogue and collaboration between students and teachers. And the students here in Skövde is at the center of the education provided at the University of Skövde. So there is a lot of support from the teachers who focus on enabling the students to develop their critical and analytical thinking skills, independent research skills, group work, problem solving, and leadership skills. So this is to prepare you for your future career. So we are also proud to have international students from many different countries. So this creates a global classroom where students encounter different cultural perspectives to start to build their international network while they are still students. And this is an awesome opportunity for you, and I'm sure you don't want to miss it. And then, Karin, do you want to talk about the student support via the university?
Yes, absolutely. So we have our study and career counseling, which means that we have our brilliant student and career counselors. They will help you before, during, and after your studies. They will give general study counseling and career counseling for your future career. They also will have lectures during the introduction week, and then they will give you many really great tips on how to organize your studies, because as Andrea mentioned, it might look a bit different here in Sweden. So a lot of group works and you need to organize your own studies, and they will give you the best tips on how to do that. But also, if you have dyslexia, ADHD, or any other form of disability, like perhaps autism or anything like that, this should never prevent you from studying at the University of Skövde. We will do our best to help you. We have, different type of target study support and adaptations to make your study easier. But this place, Andrea, is the favorite place of our students. Can you please tell us why and what it is?
Yeah, the library, when I talk to students, this is their favorite place. We have a very modern library. Well, this library is full of group study rooms. So the students, they are there and they do their group work, and it's very beautiful rooms. They have also a quiet room, and it's really nice. There are free access to books and articles, both physical and digital books. So all course literature is available there. And also there is the Study Support Center. And I'm going to tell you what it is. The Study Support Center offers tutoring in the following areas, like for all students, in language, in style and structure, academic writing process, study strategies, referencing and citation. So if you have problems, when you're writing your thesis, for example, or, your papers. So you have to be aware that they are not able to proofread your assignments, okay? But they can give you lots of help when you're writing, especially with referencing and citation, because this is kind of difficult, right? And they also do not give you advice concerning the topic of your subject, the content of your papers, of course, and they do not to help you to translate, but they can help you a lot with language and structure in your assignment. So yeah. And Karin, do you want to talk about the student life extracurricular activities?
Yes, because education is better with friends. I mean, of course, you will come here for for your studies, but then there are so much extra things you can do as well. For example, we have special interest groups. We also have the student union that is run by students for students and works with issues that affect students at the university. So, for example, I've been a member of this committee working with gender equality. We have a representative from the student union there. There is always, no matter which committee you work in, there will always be a student representative. So we really put a lot of emphasis into what our students has to say, and as a democratic way of organizing the whole university. We also have something called ESN, that means Erasmus Student Network, and they are here for all students, not only Erasmus students, but all international students, and they do a lot of fun things. They will do like a sea battle going to Tallinn, or they will go up to the north and see during the winter, and you can see all these beautiful places up there. And yeah, and a lot of other activities as well here. And just some really amazing voices from our students. For example, Teresa, that is one of our student ambassador. She feels that the best thing about the university is the strong emphasis on practical learning and innovation. We also have Elliot from France, who felt that the best experience here have been working on hands-on projects with peers from different backgrounds. Bosra, she feels that Skövde was the perfect place to kickstart her career as a researcher, and Faith Grace felt that international education has expanded her experience and perspectives. And Andrea, do you just want to talk a bit about the international introduction? And we can see the beautiful picture there that is from the international introduction. You'll see that we do quite a lot of party for you when you come here.
Yes, absolutely. I love to talk about the international introduction because this is a wonderful week that we have here at the university. It's 1 week before the semester starts. So this contains important information about the academic procedures at the University of Skövde. So it's not only that, but during the academic procedures, you will be guided through the practical matters such as examination processes, computer and library access. But the most, I think, very important part is the social part, because there's this social program organized just for you, including activities in the evening so that everyone can get to know each other. Sightseeing in the campus tours, you go to the town hall, you meet the mayor. It's very cool. Of course, it introduces you to the University of Skövde, its facilities and services. So the introduction, international introduction, is a great way for you to find new friends, but it's also important to be here to solve potential practical issues and getting tips on how to study in Sweden, how to study in Skövde. So we want you to come 1 week earlier before your program starts. And yeah, Colin, you work a lot with exchange partner universities here at the international office. Do you want to talk about the exchange possibilities for the students?
Oh, I love to do that. That is such an amazing things we have here. Danilo was mentioning it as well. So you can study abroad or have a traineeship abroad. He was talking about the fact that you, after your studies, can have a semester because it's only a 1 year master program. We also have short and long mobilities. So the long mobility was the one we mentioned, but we also have shorter mobilities that is called blended intensive programs. And we don't have them on a regular basis, but very often there will be a lot of opportunities, as we were talking with Danilo about earlier as well. So you can check out Go Global, there you can find our partner universities. And we also have something called Ingenium, and Ingenium is it is like a European University Alliance. The last time I checked, there were about 40, 50. They can have increased, but we're one of those European University Alliance, and ours is called Ingenium. And we have 10 university locations in our alliance, and you can see them. They are like France and Ireland, Spain, Greece, Italy, Finland, just to mention some. And our European campus is about 172,000 students altogether. And as I mentioned, mobility and experience, we have opportunities for short-time stays, something called summer and winter school. We talked a bit about that earlier. We're going to have a winter school in February that we are going to host, and Danilo is actually going to be one of the teachers, and I'm also going to participate there and teach a bit as well. It's going to be absolutely lovely. We also have flexible learning. So we're working with in the future to have joint programs and credit recognition. So it will be easier for you to study across different institutions. We also have European-wide hackathons, co-creative projects, just to mention some. And we focus a lot of sustainability, digitalization, entrepreneurship, and inclusion skills. All of these are very highly valued in the modern market job. And Andrea, now we have been talking about all these amazing program, all the amazing program of business. Well, if you want to come and study here, business or another program as well, because someone who's sitting here might have 2 or 3 other options, what will it cost them?
Yes. First, this slide talks about not the field of business, it talks about the field of bioscience, cognitive neuroscience, informatics, engineering, and game development. Well, first of all, I want to tell you that students who are citizens in countries within the EU or EEA area are not required to pay any application or tuition fees in Sweden, okay? So it's for free for EU, EEA citizens. But for non-EU, EEA citizens, the tuition fee is paid in installments before every semester. So the first installment must be paid as soon as the student receives the admission. So you can see that for the field of studies in science, like bioscience, cognitive neuroscience, informatics, engineering, and game development, 1 year master's program, 60 credits, cost 155,000 Swedish crowns. The 2-year master's programs cost 310,000 Swedish crowns, and the 3-year bachelor's programs in these fields, they cost 465,000 Swedish crowns. And the payment plan is 77,500 Swedish crowns before every semester. This is around 7,000 euros. But if you go to the next slide, so this is related to the program that we have, we were seeing, the business development and marketing. So this is a 1-year master's program. It's a total of 60 credits, so it's 2 semesters, and the total tuition fee is 110,000 Swedish crowns. And the payment plan for non-EU EA citizens is installments of 2 installments of 55,000 Swedish crowns before every semester. So this is around 5,000 euros. Yeah. And Karin, if you change the slides, you're going to see the estimate of living costs. Would you like to talk about it?
Yes, so the living costs for food is a bit expensive here in Sweden. It's about 2,770 Swedish crowns. Accommodation is about 4,900 Swedish crowns. Local travel about 550 Swedish crowns. But as you have understood by now, everything is quite easy to just walk around in Skövde, so you might not need to put so much money into local travel. But phone internet is about 400 Swedish crowns. And then you have all the other things. It could be books, it could be clothes, all the other stuff you need. That is about 1,964 Swedish crowns. So totally it's 10,584 Swedish crowns, about 950 euros. And you can check out the QR code there because the accommodation and budget comes from Study in Sweden, and you can find a lot of interesting things there. And yes, but then we also have the student housing.
Yeah. Do you want me to talk about it?
Yes, please.
Well, when it comes to the student housing, the university has 4 different accommodation areas with furnished rooms, and no families are allowed in these rooms, and also no pets. If you're bringing pets to Sweden, you cannot have them there. The rent for this accommodation is approximately 365 to 460 euros per month. Preference will be given to exchange students. So if you're coming here, you're not going to be an exchange student. You're going to be like a degree-seeking student, a program student. So we recommend you to apply for the Skövdebostäder. That is the next slide. And if you scan this QR code, you can see Skövdebostäder. This is the largest landlord in Skövde. It is a company that belongs to the municipality of Skövde. So it's a public company, and they own lots of apartments, both family apartments, student apartments, and they have about 5,000 apartments, all rental, just in Skövde. And there are 2 queue systems in this for this company. There are ordinary apartments, and they have a housing queue. And there are student apartments that have a separate queue system. Even families can live in a student apartment, but you have to think that a student apartment is a bit smaller, right, than a family apartment. So all these apartments, they are unfurnished student apartments. There are various sizes, 1-bedroom apartments, or maybe 2 bedrooms also. They range from 4,092 Swedish crowns to 5,384. I know this changes a lot. So this is around 400 to 500 euros, something like that, right, per month. And there are also 2-bedroom and 3-bedroom apartments available. So Skövdebostäder offers a 10-month rent period for student apartments, and so they increase the rents once a year. But this is a very good apartment areas, and they are very close to campus as well, right? Very close.
And we got a really good tip from another student, one of our student ambassadors who were participating, who said that, you can start queue up already now because it won't cost you a thing. Then you will get a credit for each day. And that's really good when you come during the autumn, because then you will have a lot of credits and it will be easier for you to get an apartment. So just a tip.
Yeah, that's a very good tip. And so if you scan the QR code, you can see how it works, the queue system. 1 day in the queue is 1 point to get. So once you really get your admission, and if you need a visa, you have your visa, and then you can sign your contract. And then you have many points, and you can sign your contract.
Perfect. Thank you, Andrea. Now I'm just going to mention scholar opportunities. The thing is that we also, tomorrow, when we will talk about how to do a successful application, Andrea, who's the expert on that, as well as scholarships and a couple of more things, she will be able to guide you very firmly, and she will get into all the details and you can ask her all questions. So please join the webinar tomorrow. But also we will have a digital open house. Andrea, can you put the link to the webinar for tomorrow as well as the
Yeah,
digital open
of
house?
course.
Because and you will have two more opportunities to get more into details, get more into all the questions you will think about. I'm just going to mention it briefly, but then Andrea will be there to help you how to guide things. And the University of Skövde, we have our own master scholarship that covers 50% of the tuition fee. It's a tuition fee waiver. It's available for non-European EA master students who choose the University of Skövde as their first option. And it's very important when you do the application, focus on why, studying here would, really be good for your future career and things like that in the video and the motivation letter. But as mentioned, come to our webinar tomorrow and Andrea will just give you the perfect guide into that. The application is open. The deadline is on the 10th of February 2026. And it's important that, as mentioned, you choose University of Skövde as your first option. Then we also have something called Scholarship for Global Professionals. That is a really great scholarship because it covers full tuition plus living costs. It's very generous. It's available for master applicants from 32 eligible countries. Check out the QR code and then you will find it when the application has opened. And they will do that on the Swedish Institute. It's open between the 9th of February until the 25th of February 2026. And
Can I
now
add
I'm going,
something? The program is available for that scholarship.
yes,
So yeah, yeah.
that's absolutely true. Yes. So now we're going to do the student success story. So Melissa, over to you. Please show your beautiful PowerPoint presentation and tell us a bit about you.
Hi guys. I'm gonna share my experience with you guys. Okay. Ooh. Okay. So my name is Melisa Makwili and I'm currently studying business development and marketing, the master's program. I was born in Zimbabwe, but I grew up in South Africa and currently I'm in Sweden. My academic background is in business management and marketing. So this course fits perfectly with what I did in my bachelor degree. Ooh. Okay, here are some reasons why I chose Sweden as, a country to come to and study. Before coming here, all I knew about Sweden was the fact that Sweden is cold and that it's safe and that there's, a high quality of life here. But then since I got here, it turns out that it's actually a super friendly country and there's beautiful nature everywhere, especially here in Skövde. There's like beautiful, mountain views and everything. It's a beautiful country and it's very cold. It's it's very cold. So moving here has been, one of biggest changes in my life that I've ever made. And I'm saying that because coming from, I've lived in South Africa almost all my life, and the weather there, it's very hot in South Africa. Even our winter is not, it's not too cold. And right now it's winter in Sweden, and it's for me, it's really cold. And I'm used to, the busy city, busy, where I come from, the cities are very busy and the people are always busy. It's just a fast-paced place. And here, Sweden is very, it's very calm. It's very quiet. It's very chilled. So I think that's why I say it has, been the one of the biggest changes I've ever made in my life. My experience studying at the University of Skövde, it's a very small university. So in class, there's not like a lot of students in class. It's actually, a limited number of students in class. I think they did say, mention that it's like 40, 50 students that got in for this course, for this program. And all of us know each other in class because it's a very small class. And because it's a small university and the classes are small, you actually get to interact with the lectures and build relationships with the lectures. And the lectures are very, they're very friendly, they're very approachable. And one thing that surprised me, which is a Swedish thing, is the fact that you refer to the lectures by their first name and you don't refer to them by their surnames or calling them say or ma'am. I found that very different because I was not used to that. Um, the student accommodation here, they're very cozy and super close to everything. I'm currently staying at one of the Skövde de Bosta. I'm not sure if that's how you say it, accommodation, which is close to the campus. And it's literally very close to everything. A walking distance away from the city center, and by the city center, there's everything. There's the grocery store, there's the movie house, there's even a gym on campus. So literally where the student accommodations, where they are positioned, it's very close to everything. My favorite thing about Skövde, I think it's the nature. Like there's beautiful nature because when I came here, I came at the end of summer, so the trees were changing and it was like really nice and bright and colorful. And yeah, I really love that. And the city is very calm, like I said before. Like people here, they just, they're very calm. The Swedish people mind their own business. They're not really into people's business. They just mind their own business. And it's very safe here. Like it's really safe. Sometimes I even go and study by the library and come out when they're closing, which is like around 9. Or I can even go to the city center and walk back to my accommodation around 12, and I'm not even worried about anything. That's how safe it is. And the school is also located next to the train station, which is very nice because it's like they've mentioned before, the city is in the middle of two cities, which is Gothenburg and Stockholm. So it's very easy for you to travel to the big cities. When Stockholm is like 2 hours away, Gothenburg is an hour and a half away. So you can easily travel for the weekend and just explore and, do tourist activities around Sweden. Um, about the program, my experience so far about the program, I think one of the reason why I chose the program when I was going through reading through about the program and everything, I love the fact that they actually incorporate and mix the gaming industry, and of which I think that's what Skövde, the University of Skövde is known for, the gaming industry, and even the city, like they said, it's the second biggest when it comes to the gaming industry. I really like that they incorporated and connected the gaming industry, business, and the marketing world all together. I really love that. And my favorite module is currently strategic marketing, which Danilo is actually the lecturer for the module. And I think he did mention the fact that we're currently playing a game in the module, and I think it's really cool. Like personally, where I come from in South Africa, with the education system in South Africa, you would never do a course whereby you're just playing a game. But then it's very interesting because we managing a business and we're all putting like our input into how this business should run, how we're managing it, how we should break even and all those things. And it's all people coming from different industries. So we're all coming in with different experiences as to how we should manage the business and how we should, do things in the business, which I find very cool and interesting. And if I had to describe the program in 3 words, I would say that it is innovative, creative, and interesting. And tips, if I had to give you guys tips as new students that will be coming into Skövde, I would say that please make sure that you try and come early and attend the International Introduction Week because a lot of things happen there, hey? And during that week, I would also advise you to actually get involved and attend all the events that the school has. And when you're attending the events, make sure that you're not shy because that's where you're actually gonna make your friends. Make sure that you're not shy. And most people are friendly, but then they're actually as shy as you are. So just, be the bigger person and approach people and try and make friends. Personally, most of my friends, I made them during the International Introduction Week. And that's where I also got to meet a lot of my classmates during that week. So I would advise you guys, if your visa comes out on time and you can afford to come early, I would advise you to actually come early and attend the International Introduction Week. I would also say take advantage of the fact that the university is small. Ask questions, don't be shy, ask questions and get close to the lectures. If you don't understand anything in class, approach the lecture after class because they're all very friendly. They're all very friendly and all very approachable. Approach them after class and ask the questions that you don't understand. And they're always available on email. Anytime you send an email, they respond and they respond fast to the questions that you ask. I would also say, explore Sweden. Sweden is a very beautiful country and it's student friendly. And I'm part of the student union and the ESN. So sometimes I get discounts because I'm a member of those. But then especially for when I'm traveling or when I'm buying takeaways and stuff. But then, yeah, I would say, just explore Sweden. It's a very beautiful country. It's student friendly and invest in a warm jacket and boots because it's cold. It's cold here. Yeah, thank you so much. I hope that, you guys will study here and for me personally, studying here has been an amazing adventure. And I hope that it can be, an amazing adventure for you guys too. And don't be afraid to try out new things, Take the leap of faith and try out new things, meet new people, and create your own new story. I wish you guys, an exciting new journey ahead and all the best of luck. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Melissa. I just want to highlight it's so good that you say warm clothes, but please buy them here because we have had some students who buy warm clothes from where they come from, they will not be warm if it's a
Oh,
warm
yes,
country.
yes, that's true. Hey, because I feel like, especially if you're coming from Asia and Africa, because our winter is not as cold as here, the clothes are not as warm as the clothes that you would get here. Oh, and
Mm.
another advice, I think you guys already mentioned it. When it comes to accommodation, register now.
Mm.
On the website, register now so that you can accumulate the number of, is it days? I can't remember what they're called.
Yeah, the
So that
points,
by the
yeah,
time
yeah.
you're ready to apply for accommodation, it will be very easy for you to get the accommodation.
Yeah. Thank you, Melissa.
I
I
was
just
thinking
have a
about the clothes. Sorry, I was thinking about the clothes. It's important to dress in layers, right? So that you can
yeah.
go. Because here, for example, today is -2 outside here in Skövde, but here indoors I have 21, 22 degrees. And so, I
Mm.
have just this. My arms are, it's not so. I mean, it's okay here. But if I go outside, I really need boots and jackets and a sweater, and so you need layers. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that's
true.
true.
It's like a layer up. I have another extra one here because it was really warm in my room, but I was in a meeting the whole day and it was super cold in that room. So it's like, as Adia said, layer up because it's super good for you to do that. But Melissa, I have a question. When you came here to Sweden,
Yeah.
what were like the culture clashes? What were the things you were like, oh, crazy Swedish people, what are they doing? Or surprises, or we're like, oh, or this is really good. Why don't we do that? So what were your like culture
Um,
surprises?
Okay, for me, cultural surprises, I think it's the fact that Swedish people are not really, they're very introverted and it's very hard to actually make a Swedish friend because where I come from, everyone is so friendly. Even when you're walking on the street, right? You would literally just wave at a person and greet the person that you don't know and be like, hi, hi. And then you pass each other, you go. But then here, people are very introverted. They're like, it's so hard to make, Swedish friends. But then once you actually get to know the Swedish people, they're actually very nice people. They just yeah, you need time to break the ice.
Mm.
You need to, they need a bit of time to break the ice. And at the supermarket, right? I feel like because I'm used to supermarkets and stuff having the scanning thing, right? So now my thing is when I enter a supermarket, I'm always scared that, oh, what if I accidentally took something and when I'm going out, it starts beeping?
Ah.
And what else? What else? Oh, the fact that the fast trains and the trains most of the time they're always almost on time. I love that part. The trains and the buses, they're like almost always on time. That was like a culture shock thing because where I come from, they're never really on time. Uh, what else? And the food. Okay, you guys, Swedish people eat, a lot of a lot of potatoes. And
That's true.
yeah, yeah. I think for now that's all I can think. But then yeah. Oh, one thing that still confuses me till today, right? It's the fact
Mm.
that you drive on the other side of the road. I'm still used to
Ah.
cars coming from the other side of the road, and I'm just like,
Mm.
okay. But then I'm slowly getting used to it. Oh, and the fact that things are expensive here. Food is so expensive here. But then I think another thing is the fact that I kept on converting whenever I would buy things. I would convert my money back into rent and be like, oh my word, I just spent this much money on this. This is literally double, triple of what I would normally pay. But then slowly but surely, I've stopped converting. And now that I've stopped converting, I'm actually getting used to the prices. And I
Mm.
now feel like prices here in Hovde, they're actually very affordable compared to Gothenburg and in
Mm.
Malmo. And
That's true.
yeah, I think those are the only things I can think of for now.
You gave some tips, but do you want to give some extra tips to the students sitting here and thinking of coming to Sweden?
Um, in terms of the course, I think I can speak about the course. There's a lot of independent studying, which is for me, I personally enjoy it, right? Because it needs someone that is able to manage their time. You get a lot of articles, so you read a lot, so you get to read a lot of articles and stuff. Personally, I enjoy it because for after reading the articles, you get to class and we all get to discuss what we read and we're all coming in with different perspectives and with different experiences as to, our understanding of the article. And what else? Any other advice? Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, but then they can ask questions if they have any questions, I'm willing to answer the questions.
Thank you so much, Melissa, and thank you for all the great advices and tips and insights about culture shocks or clashes or differences. Thank you so much. And I think you will also participate in the digital open house
Yes, I
next
will.
week. So it means if you have more questions to Melissa, well, she will hang around here perhaps for a couple of more minutes, so you can ask her questions as well. But you will also get a second chance if you were like, oh, I remember this. Then our digital open house that is next week on
And
Wednesday. Yes, the is it the third? I'm so bad with
Yes, yes.
dates. The third. Perfect. So then you're also very welcome to come and join us. And so thank you, Melissa. And then I will continue with talking a bit more about how to do your application. But it is always lovely to hear our students' experience because it is so fun to because I always learn something new about my own country, about my own culture every time I hear the students talk, and it's so fun. I really enjoy it. So thank you. Yes. I'm going to do an introduction on how to apply, just a short version. Again, Andrea will do a very fully covered version tomorrow, where she will get into all the details concerning on how to do a successful application. And also you will get a chance at the digital open house if you miss out tomorrow. But how to apply? Well, the application procedure is like that. All applications are made via universityadmission.se. It is the same for basically all universities here in Sweden. You have to submit supporting documents. If you're a non-European applicant, you must pay 900 Swedish crowns as application fee. Very important that you do that, otherwise they will not look into it. It's about 90 euros. You also apply for the first admission round that is on the well, it's open now. It opened on the 6th of October, and it will close on the 15th of January. Please remember that in Sweden, deadlines are strict deadlines. So it is the 15th of January that you need to hand in your application, at the specific time and everything. It's very, very strict. So October means application period opens, January application deadline, and April is the notification of selection. And in May, you need to pay for your tuition fee and your residence permit application. And then in August, the semester starts.
I think you did, yes. Added the slides.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, so here are all the important deadlines. So, as mentioned, application deadline on the 15th of February. On the 2nd of February, you have to do the application fee deadline. As mentioned, 900 Swedish crowns, you have to pay it. On the 2nd of February is the deadline to document fee exempt status. So if you are a European citizen, you need to be able to show that. On the 2nd of February, you also have to hand in all your supporting documents. It's the deadline for that as well. On the 26th of March, the admission results will be published for masters. And also, just like, your university will contact you if you need to reply. August, September is when the semester starts. The required documents for the master programs is that you need to have a bachelor's degree certificate, the original language, plus the official English translation. And it needs to be a professional translation, so no ChatGPT, but like you need to prove with stamps or whatever that it is a professional one. You also need to have a full grade transcript for all semesters. Again, original language plus official English translation. You also need to have proof of English skills. English 6th level is the Swedish definition. And you can do that through IELTS or TOEFL. You can see country-specific requirements. You also need to have a passport copy, please. It needs to be updated and valid passport that you send in a copy of. If you are at the final bachelor year, you need also to have a statement of enrollment certificate. And it looks like this, and you can find it here on the QR code. I'm just going to also show really fast. This is something Andrea will show you more tomorrow. Your submission is where you apply. Here you find how to apply to the master programs, deadlines, and stuff like that. If you, for example, come from India, you can check out India here, the master submission. Then you will find the general entry requirements. And you can see here it's the minimum requirement is a 3 bachelor degree with honors, or 4-year bachelor degree, or a bachelor degree followed by a master degree. You can also see if you meet the English requirements. And you can also read more here about the different English requirements. For example, English requirement tests. You can find here IELTS is 6.5 and other types of TOEFL and things like that. And it's also important to remember it is where you have studied. It's where you have your degree from, not where you come from. It might be the same and very often is, but it is it's where you have been studying. That is what they will look into. And then we also have the migration requirements. We're just going to mention them really shortly. but we have some migration requirements for non-European EAE students. You have to be admitted into full-time studies. Full-time studies are 40 hours a week. Studies must be campus-based. You need to be able to support yourself during the time you're applying. You have to have paid tuition fee before you send in the application for non-European EEC citizen. And it's very important to remember that if you come with a spouse, kids, or anything like that, put them into your application for a residence permit for studies, because otherwise it will be quite problematic to get your family here later on. Upon graduation, there's a possibility to apply for a residence permit to look for a job, do internship, or open your own business in Sweden up to a year. We had a question about that in the chat, but you can find more information here. And yes, yeah. Andrea, do you want to mention some of our other online activities? Oh, sorry, you need to unmute yourself.
Yes, now. Yeah, we have been having this webinar series, this program-specific webinars, and today is the last one. So, and yeah, so, but you can watch the recordings of previous webinars on this website that we have, a webpage we have. And if you scan the QR code, you can check the recordings. If this recording is good, we're going to have it there as well soon. And then there is also tomorrow we have this webinar on how to make a successful application, where we go into detail about the application, the documents, and even scholarships we're going to talk about in detail. And then there is the digital open house. All of the links, the link for the webinar tomorrow is in the chat, and also the link to the digital open house is also in the chat. And I really invite you to attend, to meet us. Yeah, and also there is also, when you finally get admitted, we're going to invite you for our pre-departure webinars, where we give you detailed information on how to apply for residence permit, accommodation, and registration, and the introduction program. So it's going to a little bit different webinar, but it's very useful for you. Yeah. And yeah, and now we have our student ambassadors, right? And so we have it's not updated. We have more. I think we have also Madalena and Taylor. And
Taylor, yes.
We have 6 student ambassadors, and they are here for you. And you can contact them via email. So you go to scan this QR code, go to the webpage, and then you can click on their names, and you're going to find a questionnaire with them. They're answering questions, and you find their contact details. So you can contact them via email, and then can give you information about what it is like to be a student in Skövde, how to live in Skövde in Sweden. Yeah, so. And also at the Swedish Institute, we have had in the last years these 3 ambassadors. So you can check them up there. So Rafindu there, you can see he is from Sri Lanka and he is blogging. And then there was Manu and there was Anna Maria, and Anna Maria was blogging, and Manu was doing Instagram videos. So you can check them up there. So yeah, and this is our email. You are welcome to contact us at the international office, and we can answer all your questions. And if we don't know the questions, if it's a question for the program director, we can forward them to Danilo or to the other program director. Yeah.
And we're looking forward to welcome you to our university in August. We really, really hope to see you here, and we really hope you enjoyed the time spent with us here. We really enjoyed having you here and having this webinar. And for those of you who are seeing the recording, that we hope that will be good. And we just say thank you for participating. And for the rest who are participating live, we will stop the recording and then we will start with the Q&A session. So thank you, Melisa. Thank you, Andrea. And we hope to see you all here soon in Skövde.
Thank you.